This video is sponsored by Marvel Rivals. I've had a dream that one day I could fly, but as a vanguard main, I had to let that dream die. So I stayed alone on the ground where I thought I belonged, until Angela came to prove me wrong. A vanguard's in the sky. She's there, she's in the sky. A vanguard's in the sky. Angela is the new Vanguard coming to Marvel Rivals Season 4, with Daredevil coming at the half season. And Angela is another flying hero and the first true flying Vanguard. Yes, I know Doctor Strange can float, but Angela can, fly for real. So before I show you how to play Angela, let's learn a little bit about her comic book history first, shall we? Angela's first appearance was actually in Spawn number 9. She was a villain and sometimes an ally to the titular character Spawn. That is until 2013, when the rights to the character Angela was sold to Marvel Comics, and they gave her an entire new origin story in the Marvel Universe. In Marvel, she was born Aldrich, daughter of Odin. She was believed to be killed as a baby in the war between Asgard and the angels of the 10th realm, Heaven. Yeah, that's not a typo, that's how they spell it. But she actually survived and ended up being raised by the angels and given the name Angela, because, angel, so clever. This makes her Thor and Loki's long-lost sister. And after a battle between the siblings, Odin finally met Angela as an adult and recognized her as his long-lost daughter. But the revelation of this knowledge would actually have the leaders of Heaven banish Angela due to her lineage, because Asgard and Heaven don't get along. So now, since she's no longer allowed to be in Heaven, she explores the other 9 realms and teams up with various Marvel characters, from the Guardians of the Galaxy to co-leading Strike Force with Blade. And now she finally makes her debut in Marvel Rivals as a badass angelic vanguard with insane muscle mommy abs, like good lord. So now that you know who Angela is, let's learn how to play her, shall we? Angela is by default in a perpetual state of flight. Like right out of Spawn, she's flying. And while you're flying, you'll recharge your attack charge meter. Now you may be wondering, what's an attack charge meter? It's a meter that when fully charged, changes how strong your attacks will be. And speaking of attacks, her first main way of attacking is with her Spear of Icors. This spear does a ton of damage with decent range, considering it is a melee weapon. It's great for eliminating weakened enemies, since you can fly right at them and stabby stab. Got him. Any other flying hero should be afraid of the spear when Angela comes at them. But it really isn't the fastest attack, so a lot of enemies can outdamage the spear's attack, or even just dodge it. But when your attack charge is at max, your attack deals more damage and launches up enemies into the air, which makes you a lot scarier to deal with. And when you're fighting other Angelas in the air, it can feel like you're dogfighting with planes, which can be kind of hilarious. Her first ability is Assassin's Charge. This allows for you to go super fast in the air, while also making you immune to knockback and launch up. And anyone you hit while flying will be dragged in the air with you for a little bit, meaning that you can push people around. So this means that, yes, you can knock people off the map. Goodbye, Hulk. Oh, Tony! You can push enemies off the objective, which will make them accidentally lose an objective, which is great. Also, the maximum that you can push off the map at the same time is 2 enemies. Trust me, I tried to get the whole team and it wouldn't let me. I only got 2. It didn't get them all. Just know that this ability is on a meter, meaning that you can use it more often than regular abilities, but you can also run out of it. And without it, you're not as fast as you think. Also, if you charge at another enemy charging at you, you'll bonk into each other and stun each other. What was that? Her next ability is Divine Judgment. When you're in the air, you can dive downward and switch to the twin axes. And also wherever you land infuses the ground with Icors to create a Divine Judgment zone upon impact. So within that zone, you gain enhanced speed and attacks grant bonus health to yourself and nearby allies. So this is where you can actually rack up a ton of damage. The damage you do while slamming down does a decent amount of damage as well and can even land kills. But this ability is really great when you're chasing down an enemy and you want to 1v1 them, because they'll most likely lose that 1v1. And while you have these twin axes out, the fourth strike will always propel you forward. And that fourth strike, because it gives you a bit of a lunge, is gonna be the reason you land a ton of your kills. Oh, tanker, you thought, bro. But when you're finally done being on the ground, you can use the same ability to launch yourself up in the sky, and that's called wing blade ascent. So when you're on the ground, you can instantly go back into the air, but once you go back into the air, you can't instantly go back to the ground. It'll be on cooldown at that point. Just so you know, this burst of vertical movement can help you dodge a ton of different abilities, including some ultimates.
Macro to get MVP, I know how it goes, you know. But
dude,
like,
I flew above the moon. That haunted me. That was crazy. And finally, her last ability is the shielded stance. When you're on the ground or in the air, you can whip out a mini shield that blocks all incoming damage until your shield breaks or you let go of it. And every time you get hit, you also gain attack charge while using it. This shield is what allows for you to really be a vanguard. Being able to mitigate a bunch of damage for your team and yourself is a big deal, especially when you're really low health, because this shield gives you the ability to get back to your teammates and get fully healed. This shield can block a ton of really strong abilities, including ultimates, which we'll talk about later in the pro tips, I promise. And with this shield, combined with all your abilities to move around, you'll live a lot longer than most characters should. And I'm back, baby! And finally, we have her ultimate ability, Heaven's Retribution. You wrap your spear in ribbons and hurl it with force. And upon impact, the ribbons bind nearby enemies. Angela can leap to the spear's location, damaging surrounding enemies and creating a divine judgment zone, which, as I explained before, gives you more speed and bonus health. Pay attention. So this ultimate is kind of like if you took a Groot ultimate and attached it to a spear, because you just get up in the sky and hurl it at an enemy team, and now they're all kind of stuck. So this ultimate is incredibly strong if you can manage to group up enemies if your team knows you're going to use it and you can all attack at once. Because by itself, it's not doing too much damage, but with your allies all targeting the people that you hit, they're all going to get wiped. Sometimes it's worth it to just solo ultimate a pesky enemy.
Why me?
And the spear itself actually does damage when you hurl it at people, so you can get kills with just that. And just like the Divine Judgment ability, when you slam into your ultimate, you can also land some kills that way as well. But when your ultimate just lands at the right place at the right time, it's mwah, so satisfying.
no! I almost got it!
Oh, what a clip!
That was good. That was a clip.
So I won a Grammy for that song. So listen to these pro tips. Number 1, Angela combos well with anybody who can get a ton of value out of the ultimate trapping enemies together, like Scarlet Witch's ultimate, Spider-Man's ultimate, and Moon Knight's ultimate.
Yeah. Oh no.
Of course, she also pairs well with Thor, since they do have a team up where she gives him a spear that he can throw, so the siblings really do go well together. Not you. And lastly, she pairs extremely well with Ultron, as Ultron can pocket you as you go in and just cause havoc, making your sustain even higher than it already can be. Number 2, you can cancel your melee's animation with your spear, which can allow for you to deal a lot of damage in one big burst, which can come in handy. So I definitely recommend practicing the timing for this melee spear combo to maximize your initial damage whenever you're fighting people 1v1. And it's honestly not that hard to do, and the amount of burst damage you can dish out can help in most fights. Number 3, you are one of the fastest characters in the game, meaning that you are one of the only characters outside of Spider-Man who can easily chase down enemies trying to run away. So whenever an enemy tries to get away, it's your job to catch them and prevent them from getting to the supports or a health pack or back to spawn. You son of a gun! Once you get a hang of her movement, it gets easier and more satisfying chasing down enemies. Chase him down. Chase him down. Chase him down. 700, wait, what? And since you're really fast and can fly everywhere, you can also escape using alternate routes that nobody else can access. Oh, that's so cool that you can just fly anywhere you want. Number 4, what ultimates can Angela's shield block? Overall, I am so glad that Angela has been added to this game because now we can really have a full-on flying team. We got a flying vanguard, multiple flying damage dealers, and so far, one true flying strategist. So if we just get one more flying strategist, I think an all-flying team comp will go so crazy. But how is she for noobs? For noobs, I would honestly say that she's relatively easy to play. Her kit is pretty straightforward for most noobs to get the hang of, and as long as you're being smart of when you're shielding and when you're using your ultimate and when to get out, I think most noobs will get a lot of value out of Angela's kit. But what do you think? Are you excited to play Angela, or have you already played Angela? And if so, do you think she's easy to play or hard to play? Do you think she's overpowered and needs nerfs, or underpowered and needs buffs? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, I gotta go record another album, so I'll catch you later. Ya noob.